couple of years ago, the government of the day made a great big policy announcement saying that the way that they were going to improve productivity and boost the economy and solve all sorts of social ills was that they were going to make people study mathematics till the age of 18. It was also around this time that there were a couple of reports that came out that were quite critical of maternity services and the care people received. And so, in the spirit of current events, I devised a quiz for my 8-year-old daughter. And because I was working on the postnatal ward at the time, all of the questions are based around that. First question. If I'm working a 12.5-hour shift, and if I take my 1-hour lunch break that I'm legally entitled to and not paid for, how many hours am I actually spent working? Correct answer is 11.5 hours. If in that 11.5 hours we dedicate half an hour to handover at the beginning of the shift and half an hour at the end of the shift, how much time am I actually able to spend looking after the people on the ward? The answer is 10.5 hours. If I'm on a 32-bedded ward with 2 other midwives, so there's 3 of us all together, and I'm responsible personally for 10 women and 10 babies, how many people am I responsible for? My daughter thought this was a trick question. It's not. She said, babies are people too. 20, which is, of course, the right answer. If I'm responsible for 20 people and I have 10.5 hours that I can dedicate to that, assuming that I don't need to stop to go to the toilet or have a drink of water, how much time can I dedicate per person? My daughter gave a correct answer of just over half an hour. If you want to be really precise, you can answer 31.5 minutes. This is a list of things that I need to make sure happen for all of the women in my care. This is a list of things that I need to make sure happen for all the babies in my care. Some people only need to have their observations done once a day. Some people need to have it done every 4 hours. Some babies need to have it done every 2 hours, depending on their own individual circumstances. And of course, anything unusual or unexpected, anything abnormal needs to be acted on. If anybody is being discharged home, this is the things that we need to have sorted out for them and that they know. There's also lots of little things that happen throughout the day that we just need to do as and when they crop up. There's some slightly more unusual things that we hope don't happen on a daily basis. Any emergencies, we need to deal with that, or any kind of really unusual things that pop up, we need to sort that out too. And of course, everything needs to be documented. My final question to my daughter was this. If that's my level of workload that I have going on, and I've got 31.5 minutes that I can spend with each individual person, at the end of the shift, is anybody likely to have been extremely satisfied with how things have gone? My daughter gave a correct answer to that question, and I presume you did too. This situation isn't going to be made better by more people understanding trigonometry or calculus or algebra. If this situation is going to improve, it's going to be by politicians and other leaders taking a look at some really boring, unglamorous, primary school level arithmetic, and then acting not to generate headlines, but to generate lasting change.